I'm going to have a look at my latest build here, which is the 1/48 scale Zvezda Mi-35M. And I used the Begemot decal set. It was finished with aqueous paints and Tamiya paints, like sort of a mixture. And I also used a color photo etch set. It was not an Edward set. It was some other company that it was like a Russian company. I don't know what the name actually is of it, but it was actually an okay set. But to say about the colors on this helicopter, like they kind of vary, depends on which one you're doing, because the early Mi-35Ms are basically conversions of older Mi-35s, and you'll see them where they have this like the finish on here is like gray, like it's very, very faded and worn out, and then they've like basically scabbed on the updated upgraded equipment, and so like you get this like totally different color. It's like a light gray. And then the ones like that come in the instructions and that are like brand new current production ones, they'll be in like all of like a darker gray color, and they almost look like completely different. So there's that to be said about the paint. Also, this aircraft is one from the special military operation in Ukraine, and so it has the markings, like the board numbers and that. They're all like they've been stenciled over. And actually, when I stenciled them over, I didn't realize I had the wrong color. I was trying to use the same color I used as like on the scabbed on parts, but it was a darker color, and it turned out okay, I think. But this was is not an easy build. It's like it's not so straightforward. I would say it's definitely for an experienced modeler, and it does not have rivets on it. That's the other thing I used is the Quinta rivet set, but not the one that was actually for the hind. It was just like the straight rivets, and then I kind of went over the places where I thought it needed it. It's up to date, and it's the correct modern hind variant, but it's really not that great a kit. It's as was said when they originally came out, I think it was Phil Flory that when he reviewed when the original one came out like years ago, he said it looks like the kit is actually made for the aftermarket, like upgrades. Like you could tell they were just waiting for other people, because everybody gets a new kit and they throw in seats and resin and all this other, and he said that it looks like that's how this kit was actually made. It was made for people to put the upgraded parts and stuff on, and I'm come to that conclusion also because the cockpit was very poor. They just give you decals and stuff, and so it needs to be upgraded. You have to change the cockpit on this. There's no question if you want it to look detailed in that, and it's such a huge canopy, you're going to see what's in there. So I'm going to give a go around here, and then I'll give a couple of like close-up shots. So here's the helicopter. Here we'll just go around. It does look nice when it's all built up in that. I mean, the Hind is just a iconic aircraft, so we'll go around here. The tail rotors were the hardest thing to figure out because it says to paint them green, and when you look, sometimes they're light gray and sometimes they're actually even light blue. So here's our helicopter. I'm going to take the rotor off, and I am going to give some better detailed shots. So our rotor, we can just, hopefully we'll just pop it off there without wrecking anything. And we will get rid of this tripod. Just give me a second here. Hopefully it's not too shaky. There we go. Okay, so I'll get in here closer so we can see some of the details. We'll try not to go too fast. There's our cockpit in that, and our various area here. And here's our weapons. They usually carry an unbalanced load when you see them, so. And then our smoke dischargers. They're okay, but they're not the most detailed either. You can see some of our weathering in that on here. And our sprayed out numbers. And our tail, and our rotors. We'll flip it around. I use brass rod for the little aerials there, but unfortunately I ran out of aerials, so I had to use two different sizes. You can see on there the black aerials. Here's our other side. Our other weapons are fuel tank and our rocket pod there. And we'll look in here, a little close up. The other thing that was that FLIR is not very detailed, the little FLIR pod there either. That should be replaced with resin or something. I wish they would have given a decal. I had to make the little openings in that for the cameras, and then I filled them with liquid glass. So, but this is our Zvezda 148th Mi-35M hind. It's an okay kit. I think it's right now with the since it's hard to get, it's kind of overpriced right now. I would stick with the trumpeter. Hopefully they'll do the M in the future. They have a 35 out right now, but it's the older variation. So I would say it's still a good kit, but I would recommend advanced modelers. So other than that, thank you for watching.